Coffee dates are cheap and it shows how much he values you, and that's not much. Now, when we're talking about coffee dates on the first date, he doesn't value you at all. Honestly, he don't know you well enough to value you. Your value lies in who you are as a person and your characteristics and what he gets to know. So how can he value someone he doesn't know yet? It just don't make sense to me. Y'all have these unrealistic standards and ways of thinking that is ultimately to your own detriment. That's it. That's all. Peace. Love you guys.
The reason men don't respect us as women anymore, because us as women, it's always how much you make, what you got, what you can get me. You gonna pay for this, you gonna pay for that. It's real. Men don't respect that, because in a man's, yeah, a man is supposed to provide. Don't get me wrong. He's supposed to provide for the one that he's with, the one that he loves. Just because he just met you, don't mean he gotta go out there and buy you something, buy you a bag, or get your nails and toes done. If a man genuinely wants to do that, it's out of kindness of his heart. It's not mandatory that he has to do that, ladies. You gotta remember that. It's not, a man don't have to get you anything when y'all first met. Dating ain't even the same no more.
What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Rome, back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. By the end of this video, I hope you subscribe. So I got a video for you guys from Scarface Mark, aka Mr. Drizzle. 5 things that women say that qualifies them for being broke. Oh man, I think y'all probably gonna get a laugh off of this one. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it.
Why is this generation of men so sassy? Why y'all walking around talking about drizzle? Everything a female does, y'all try to counter it. Why are y'all such in competition with women? Honestly, all y'all doing is weeding yourself out. Because why, as a man, would you walk around talking about drizzle? It's given you're drizzling coins because you broke.
Shut up, bitch! We do not care.
Okay, 5 things she says or does that qualifies she's broke. Now, if she says she's just a girl, bro, she might have a $300 bag, $500 to $1,000 bag, but trust and believe, there's no money in it. Another man bought it. Leave her alone. She's broke. Number 2, if she says she wants a provider. We all know being a provider in 2024 is a scam. These women are working, getting money, and being a 100% provider leaves you to work like a slave. Shouldn't be providing for a grown woman. You should only be providing for your kids. That's it. Number 3, if she's a glass cleaner, aka big back. Now, if you don't know what a glass cleaner is, it's the biggest position in 2K. It's the center position. The center position is super big back. You know what big back means. Put 2 and 2 together. She's big body. She's a big back, so that means that she's lazy and probably can't afford a gym membership. So that's on her. She doesn't take care of her health. She won't take care of you. Number 4, if she says if he wanted to, he would. Bro, she's a 304. She's a boposaurus. You need to leave her alone because she is a leech. Leave her alone, brother. Number 5, if she has her CASHAPP in her bio or her link tree, bro, this is begging. We're going to compare this to a cup holder on the side of the road that is homeless. She's begging. She's poor. Leave her alone. Drizzle.
Now, the first one, I'm just a girl. I've never heard that one before, so that one's new to me. Now, when it comes from women who say they want a provider, I definitely agree with that, because I would argue most of the women that are saying that are really just looking for help because they can't provide that lifestyle for themselves. And this one took me out. I can't even keep a straight face out. Yo, glass cleaner, aka big back. Hey, all I can say is this, man. The NBA 2K terms are always gonna be goated. Big back. I need to download that clip as well. And when they say if he wanted to, he would, that's a shaming tactic. And to be honest with you, I've always seen the CASHAPP tag just randomly sitting there as a red flag. So I definitely agree with I definitely would agree with most of those. But yeah, that first one, I'm not hip to that. But I guess that's their way of saying, well, you're a man and I'm a girl, so you're supposed to, which is basically just another shaming tactic. But Oh my god, that big back one took me out. Let's keep it moving.
Fuck no. Listen, bro, when it comes to some of these girls, bro, y'all gotta understand, bro. A lot of them girls can't afford their own bills. And what fucking reason? Why do you have $5,000 in bills? $60,000 in bills a fucking year. And they want a man to scoop in and take on that burden or help them with that burden. Fuck no. It looks like someone needs a financial advisor because why the fuck are you spending 60 bands in bills a year? And you're asking for help. Listen, a lot of women only look for men to help them because they can't afford their own bills, bro. And it's hilarious. And this is what it looks like when you're trying to compete with the Joneses. Like, bro, y'all have to learn. You might have to give your car up. She probably drive like a Benz or a BMW, bro. I would not be surprised. With a luxury apartment, trying to keep up with the Joneses and look cool. Stick to what y'all can afford because 60 bands in bills a year is fucking insane. Clearly, you have no idea how much a realistic mortgage is. Clearly, people don't know when to buy a house and when not to buy a house. The market right now is high. So why would you buy high instead of buying low? My dad, growing up, he bought our house when I was like around 12 years old. He still owns his house because he bought it low. The market is high right now. So a month, he's lucky. Not gonna lie, he only spends about $800 to $1,000 a month on bills. So he's good. And why? Because he bought at a smart time. The whole game is to buy low, sell high. So why the fuck would you buy high right now? Why would you want a high ass mortgage? It's not smart, bro. So say you get a mortgage right now and your total mortgage is $300,000. We all know the market is gonna drop. Your house isn't gonna be worth $300,000 anymore. So by the time that happens, you're gonna still have to pay that $300,000. Period. Point blank. That's on your.
Yeah, I would argue that he's being very realistic because $5,000 in bills a month is crazy. We're talking 60,000 a year. So she needs to be making, based off of her bills, she needs to be making anywhere between 150 to 200,000 a year in order for her to be real comfortable. Because clearly, if your bills are that high, she's living somewhat or some kind of a luxurious lifestyle, or if she's staying in one of these main, like bro, even in some of these main cities like New York, LA, Miami, if you're paying 5, 6, if your total bills come up to 5, 6 thousand, you're not gonna sit over here and tell me that you're like lower tier as far as living. Like you living, you trying to keep up with the Joneses to some degree. If that's how much you spending on bills per month, man, y'all really need to chill out with this shit. Let's keep it moving. I mean, I know the states are expensive, but damn, man, like that's just people not being smart with their money. Let's keep it moving.
In the world that we live in today, it is nearly impossible to be a man and be able to provide for a woman, your children, the home, because jobs aren't paying our grandfather's jobs back then. Like houses don't cost the same amount of money they used to cost back then. So yes, as a man in today's society, it is nearly impossible to be a one income household and provide for your whole family. So that is the biggest reason why there are two income households, because if a woman wasn't to work, the man would be driving himself crazy, killing himself trying to provide. Not that he shouldn't, but it would be extremely hard. So that's why you have to be a two-parent household sometimes. Like women don't have the choice because it's either see your man struggle and kill himself over a job trying to provide for you, or step up and do 50-50. So, and then with the whole roles thing, I think I'm very traditional as well. I would have said before, like, yes, like I want to be at home. I want to be a homemaker. I want to be a wife and stay at home and cook and clean. Like that would have been my traditional thing. But in the world we live in today, it's hard to do that.
But you want to know what's funny about what you're saying? There's another topic that falls into this, and it's the dangers of feminism that nobody likes to talk about, right? I understand that feminism in many ways is so empowering, and that's a great thing for us women. We get to make money, we have a lot of liberties. But once we are seen and deemed completely as an equal as a man, the expectation of the man is, well, you're going to go work and you're going to go do and provide the same thing that I'm doing. And that causes a real shift in the household. That causes a shift in, like, as a woman, you are not really taking care of your children the same way because now you have to also be at work, right? So we can't be as traditional as we want to be, ideally, because of the dangers of feminism. That's the other side that people don't really like hit on, but I think there is another side to it.
People have to.
I'm like, and quit coddling these women's feelings and replace the word people with women. Because men have been trying to shine a light on this pretty much ever since this space existed, especially on YouTube. And whenever men say something about it, we're getting shunned and shamed and silenced for it. When all we're trying to do is bring some reality into the conversation. But see, y'all don't want to hear that. Y'all want to live in that delusional fantasy bubble. Let's keep it moving.
Because that's how you substantiate your argument, saying
$300,000 is that rich.
The average person makes 30 to 50K in the United States. $300,000 puts you in almost the top 2 or 3% of Americans.
She's just not into average men.
That's precisely what I was saying.
It's not about that.
That's precisely what I was saying.
That's not about that.
Wait, can I say
okay.
Can I say one thing though? There is a difference to say that we can settle for an average man and we can be happy and live a good life, and then there's a difference between having access to like those type of men. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
she's just saying based on experience.
The point is, they don't want her.
They don't want her.
How do you know that?
Because she's
Isn't it
married.
obvious?
Have you had a conversation with the men that she's been out with?
Whatever you said right now,
I'm
I'm not
friends
gonna
with them.
even make a comment. They don't want me.
The same men she
They
goes
don't
on
want you.
dates with, goes to Park on the river.
What's her name?
Go to the same spots.
What's
it's
their
the
name?
same shit. They take them out, they have a good time, and they smash and say, I'm tired of this. Next one.
Okay.
It's a switch. It happens every single day.
And
she don't want
then you know what? It
them. Maybe
happens
she
with
don't want
people who are
them.
broke.
Maybe
No,
she
no.
doesn't want that.
Fellas, she just said that at the end to cope because they made a valid point and they wasn't trying to hear it. You can sit over here and try to make this argument all you want, but at the end of the day, as much as that woman want to sit over here and try to shame the average earning man, let me tell you something. She may have access to those men, but it's only because of the way that she looks. The better question is why does she have such a problem retaining those men? And how you gonna sit over here and try to argue with what those kind of men want and what they're looking for out of women to millionaires? Like, y'all are over here talking about 300K, men that make 300K to millionaires. I'm like, now y'all see exactly what Myron said. If these women are talking like this and crazy to us and we're millionaires, ain't nobody fucking safe. Let's keep it moving.
I make $100,000 a year. Am I poor to you?
Yes, technically, yes. 100K is the new broke. A lot of people making six figures are still living paycheck to paycheck. This is no longer the early 2000s. Life is changing. Inflation is at an all-time high. The cost of homes, the cost of goods are so much higher. Making six figures 10 years ago was impressive, but it's no longer impressive today. I live in Miami. You can't get an apartment for less than $5,000-$6,000 here. How the fuck you only gonna make six figures?
Can someone please grab this guy's microphone and just take his camera too? If you're broke and you make 100K a year, you're just shitty with money. If you live in a major city like New York, LA, Miami, it might not be sufficient based on your lifestyle, but ain't no way you're broke, bro. You might not be as comfortable as you want, but what is this guy talking about? The problem is people love to spend above their means. You know, buying an expensive car, gotta pay heavy ass insurance, living in a very expensive high-rise apartment. If you do that, then that's on you. There is no freaking way all the apartments in Miami are like 5K, 6K. That's just freaking ridiculous. The average person in the United States makes 50K a year. Are you trying to say the average person in the US is broke? If you're single and you don't have that many responsibilities and you make 100K a year, that's not bad. If you got a family, you know, wife and kids, that's a whole different story. At that point, you're better off earning more money, but damn, these influencers, they're all out of touch.
See, and it's takes like this where I had to stop watching FitX Fearless because, like you guys, I used to follow him as well. And this is, yo, I'm telling you right now. Now, they are right, though. believe last time I checked, I believe it's 51% of people that make 100K or more are living paycheck to paycheck. But let's say if they were smart enough to live underneath their means, where their total spending as far as bills and stuff, let's say yearly, they're probably let's say monthly, they're probably spending somewhere between like 3,000, maybe 4,000. That will make a lot more sense. Now you spending somewhere between 36 to 48,000, and that still leaves you with another 64 to 52 left over to invest, save, spend, go on vacations, whatever you need to do. That's what people need to do. The problem is that these people who make 100K, I guarantee you, when you add up all their bills, it damn near come up to what they make per year. That's the problem. And I know he mentioned Miami, 5,000-6,000. That's ridiculous, bro. I remember Myron actually saying that you can get a pretty decent apartment in Miami for 2,000, which is still pretty high. But when you consider it's Miami, which recently was crowned the most expensive city to live in the United States, wouldn't that make a lot more sense? Just saying. But let's keep it moving.
Can someone explain to me why so many women are upset by the fact that I said that if a man is working in this heat to keep you nice and comfortable at home in the AC, that you should be cooking, cleaning, and giving him some... I mean, you want to be a trad wife, right? What do you think trad wives were doing? They kept the house clean. They were cooking. And you know how they had all those kids? How do you think those kids were made? You can't claim to be a trad wife and want to stay at home all day and not do anything in return. I think a lot of people are confusing this trad wife life with laziness. Sweetie, I'm already a wife. I don't need someone to pick me. But you know what my husband comes home to after a long, hard day of work? A home-cooked meal, a clean house, and all my holes. Some of us actually show our husbands how grateful we are for them and don't just use them. Sorry if you can't relate.
All this tells me is that even if they were to come across a man like that, they still wouldn't appreciate him, and they still wouldn't reciprocate or do anything to contribute to that relationship. Like, I guess this is what they call that princess or passenger princess treatment that they're trying to push, where they're or make me a kept woman, where I'm literally just paying for everything and you're just sitting in the house pretty much doing nothing. So basically, you're just another child in the house. Yeah, let's keep it moving.
My experience don't reflect the voices of all men.
It's yours, man. It's
all
yours.
I'm saying is the women of today are coming with an expectation of a man that is unrealistic.
Yeah.
What they're expecting from men today, they themselves can't even provide what they're supposed to provide as women.
Oh,
You understand what I'm
preach,
saying?
my nigga. Preach, my nigga.
So what happens is the guy is wondering, okay, if I lock you down and marry you, what is the benefit?
Yeah.
And if you ask her, okay, what are you bringing to the table? She can't really tell you nothing.
She is the table.
But all day she will say, I am the table.
For sure.
But the table sits in one place all day waiting for something to be put on it.
It's useless up until,
That's some tables.
Again, there's no foldable tables that's going to get up and go to work and come back. Every table I've ever known is waiting for you to do something to put on it, right?
The AI table.
All right, so I don't want a table. I don't want a chair. I don't want furniture. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for a trophy wife. Right? I'm looking for a wife that's going to do the side of what I, as a man, cannot do.
100%.
First of all, I'm not an emotional person. As a man, I'm not supposed to be emotional. So don't get upset at me when I'm strong. Don't get upset at me when I'm laying down the law. That's my role.
And the good thing is,
again, that's my role. The thing about American women is that they have this unfortunate mentality, and I don't blame them.
Yeah.
It's just the way they were raised, because there wasn't a man there that they could see the dominance.
You know what the crazy thing is?
All y'all done paid for some before. Y'all didn't look at it as prostitution, but y'all definitely paid for it.
I've been saying this for years now. Like, yo, if you taking the shorty out and your only goal is to get the, you paying for the, like, basically, I mean,
You contributed to prostitution.
As much as you made us accept the fact that we paid for, are women accepting the fact that they sold their
No, they're gonna dance with us. They're gonna change the narrative. They're never
I'm
gonna
saying,
admit
so why
that
do
what they
we
did
have to
was
accept
so
that we paid for the poems and they sold the poems? Why is that part not being accepted? Why a woman not call a woman out and say, hey, yo, shorty, you sold your
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why do you out here buying? We gotta hear that.
She sold it. Hey,
You know why? Because men go home, men accountable.
yeah, her pride is not gonna let her admit that that's what she did.
The difference between her expression when saying that men have always paid for it at some point versus when they turned the tables and said, well, why come y'all don't call it selling it? You see, notice how her attitude completely switched. It was, yeah, because their pride is not gonna. That's the problem right there. That's the problem right there. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this. If you're new to the platform, please subscribe. OGs, I appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all hit that bell notification. That way y'all know when I'm uploading. Hit the like button because that's with the algorithm and helps me reach a broader audience. Also, look out for the travel vlog channel, Unplugged Traveler. Link is in the description. Until the next video, y'all. Deuces.